Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good morning. Can you hear me, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so our topic for today is, of course, JavaScripting. So I think we're already finished with HTML and, of course, the CSS or cascading style sheet. So this time, I just want to introduce to you the new topic, which is JavaScripting, as I mentioned. Can you see my PDF file? Okay, so JavaScript is the name of Netscape Communication Corporation's implementation of ECMA script, a scripting programming language based on the concept of prototypes. So JavaScript was originally developed by Brendan H. of Netscape Communication Corporation under the name of Mocha and LiveScript, and finally renamed to JavaScript. So the change of name from LiveScript to JavaScript roughly coincided with Netscape adding support for Java technology in its Netscape Navigator web browser. So JavaScript was first introduced and deployed in the Netscape browser version 2.0 v3 in December 1995. So we have embedding script. So JavaScript statements are hidden in HTML comments to prevent incorrect interpretation by older browsers that do not recognize JavaScript. So an example of HTML document with embedded JavaScript is here, of course, as what we have here, no? So we have HTML, head, and others, okay? We need to take note that there are two tags used to implement this script example. So we have script, the area between the script opening tag and the script closing tags defines the script program. So we have language, define the script language. Yan. Then SRC, that is source, actually define that in external file containing the source code of the JavaScript. It may be the URL with a complete path to the script which may reside at another website. So an example of what we have here, script language is equal to JavaScript, source is equal to testscript.js. Uh, okay, we have also no script, okay, and entities would begin with, of course, this one and end with end tag. So we have also JavaScript variables as what you have in your programming language. So JavaScript variable type is not defined. Names begin with upper or lowercase a through z and the underscore character. So the remaining characters may consist of the same characters, and it may begin with digits 0 through 9. And the types of variable includes integers. I think you're familiar with integers, floating point, and string values. And of course, the array of any of the above types. So variable evaluation. When evaluating expression, variable types are favored in the following order. So string, floating point, and integer. So when it comes to Boolean type conversion function, we have snan, no? Open and close parenthesis, then eval, okay? And parse int, parse float, and to string. Okay? So before we move on to an array, so I think I will give you some example of a JavaScript command. So Okay, so as what we have here, no? So instead of using HTML, we do allow also to use a script. Can you see my screen, class? Can you see my screen? Okay. So as what we have here, we have script, then function, display message, first name. Then as you can see here, instead of using printf, because in C language programming we're using printf, we could able to use alert. No? Then hello, then plus first name. Then hope you like JavaScript functions. So in HTML, we are using form, right? So this will be the JavaScript codes, no? And this will be our HTML code. So form, first name, then input type, input name, your name. Then input type button on click. So when we click, we could see we could display the message from this one. Okay, from our JavaScript command. Okay, so of course, we could save it as .htm as what we have here. Then if we want to run, just double click, same as what we did in Microsoft, in HTML, I mean. Yeah, as you can see, this will be the output. So first name. So for example, I inputted John De La Cruz, for example. So if I click display message, okay, so what happened? This page says, hello John De La Cruz, hope you like JavaScript functions. So it display like this. Again, this will be the coding. So wait for a while, we have an update for Notepad++. So we have an update actually. That is 7.9.1. Okay, so how about example number 2? I think we have here already. GSC. So how about this one? Edit with Notepad. So this time, uh, we are now using, of course, the HTML command, no? The head, the body, and of course the form. Now, if we wanted, as you can see here, if we wanted to input and compute with computations, no? So form action, the name convert. Input type is equal text, the name ins. On KUp, document that convert that CMS. CMS is our variable actually. Value is equal to 2.54 times document that convert that ins value. Then input type, name CMS disabled, then centimeters equivalent. So for example, if we want to see the output of this code, so as you can see here, how many inches? For example, you are 100 inches. Then automatically, as you can see, converted into centimeters equivalent. So if you have, for example, 90 or 190, it's already converted with our centimeter equivalent. Okay, and this will be the code for JS1A. Another example, so JS2, for example, so edit with Notepad. So as what we have here, we are still using HTML. We embedded JavaScripting actually. So HTML as our opening tag, no? Then head, closing tag, then form. So that's why during our HTML discussion, we see to it that we could able to use a lot of example when it comes to form. So, so in HTML, of course, we just simply display this statement. So same as printf actually. Then input type is equal to text name. This FAHR is our variable, right? Then size is equal to 3. Then of course we use the word on up. So document that temp that cells that value is equal to. Then document that temp par. Of course, that is the Fahrenheit that value minus 32 times 5 divided 9. Actually, the formula of in getting Fahrenheit to Celsius is equal to F. It equals to C is equal to F minus 32 times 5 divided 9. This will be the formula actually. So therefore, we are required to input the Fahrenheit for us to get the Celsius. Okay, then input type is equal to text, name cells, size is equal to 3, then disabled. Then the Celsius conversion. Then when it comes to script for the JavaScript type, text slash JavaScript, document that temp that par or the Fahrenheit that focus. Then closing tag for script. So simply save, then run. So when you inputted the Fahrenheit, for example, 80, automatically display Celsius. So if we type 88, so as you can feel, that's 31.111 and so on. We type a 9, that is negative 12. Okay? Another example. So by this time, it's just only a text area actually, no? So if we're going to run, then this will be the sample output of the given HTML tags or HTML codes. Okay, now, so how about if we wanted to do this one? Okay, so same as what we did before. So HTML, then select name null. Num1 is our first variable. Okay, this is num1. Then num2 will be the second variable. So we have option 0, 1. Selected 2 is 3, 4, and 5. And so on and so forth. So if we want to run this code, so as you can see here, 2 multiplied by 2, example, start from 0 for example. 0 multiplied by 2, the value 0 because any number multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. 3 for example, multiplied by 2, that is 6. 3 multiplied by 5, that is 15. 5 multiplied by 5, that is 25. Okay? And this will be the code. Okay? Another example. So we have here the gs5.htm. So this time, if we want to run these sample codes, okay, this one, So select a Latin phrase. There are certain cases that even in Facebook, or in any other social media account, if you wanted to fill out some forms, diba? There are certain things that you are allowed to choose. Okay, so for example, this one, Then I came, so I concurred. So if I choose this one, click OK, of course. Then if I click this one, so truth in wine. So, and this will be the output. There are certain action because we're using form action. So if you choose this one, this will be the output. If you choose this one, okay, this will be the display output and so on. For number 6, okay, this time, we are now using the radio button. Okay? So, for example, for if we wanted to input the date by choosing an option, by an option command, okay? So, as what we have here, so if we want to click here, that is 2020, right? If I click month, that is 11, that is November, and the day of the month, that is 16, because today is November 16. Uh, we will be able to do this by, of course, getting directly from our operating system actually, no, based on the given time stated in our laptop or computer. So this will be the command. For number 7, so how about this one? Okay, so the same, no? Same. So number 8. So this time using if statement. Okay? So this will be a mathematical functions actually. So instead of using integer, we are allowed to use bar. Okay? So bar, this int and functions, no? Then this will be the computations. Okay? So body, form, the value option, and so on. So if we want to run this code, so for example, 2.4. If we rounded 2.4, that is 2. If next integer for 2.4, that is 3. Previous integer before 2.4, that is 2. Positive number, that is 2.4. Random, that is 0.6.24. But if you wanted to replace this one, for example, 8.8, no? So if we choose the rounded 8.8, that is 9. Next integer for 8.8, that is 9. Previous integer, that is 8. Then positive, of course, 8.8. Then random, that is 0.82. For JS example number 9, so this will be the reverse, okay? Reverse string. Okay, if you want to reverse the string, for example, love, it become vol. If you type 1, 2, 3, it become 3, 2, 1. That is a reverse, no? So, double click. So, for example, if I inputted 8, 1, 4, 3. Okay, reverse ng 1, 4, 3. That is 3, 4, 1. But how about if we inputted letters? ETUC. Reverse, that is cute. Okay? So that is for the reverse value. How about example number 10? This one using for loop statement. Okay? So instead of using printf, we are allowed to use document.write, then the table. So for I is equal to 1, then I is greater than to 12. It means to say that our initialization is 1, our condition is 12, And we are using increment because I increment or plus sign. So j is another variable. J is equal to 1, another initialization. J is greater than 2i. It depends upon to our input to I value. Then increment. Then it display the table output. Okay, so that is number 10. So if we wanted to run this one, yan. It displays, as you can see here, 1 to 12, 4, 24, and so on and so forth. So if we wanted to change, no, instead of 1 to 12, we try 1 to 8. 8, for example. Then file save. Then if we're going to run, that is 1 to 8 only. It display only 1 to 8. It depends upon to our condition. For number 11, this will be the use of function at the same time and while loop statement. So for example, if I inputted a supply number, so 3 for example, then I choose letter A, then the value. So wait for a while. I think it's just more complicated. I just want to try this one. I think the basic one. Okay, this will be an example in getting a computations of and how you'll be able to compute the grades. So this will be the codes. Okay, so perm action. So that is predefined command. So grading, of course. Then enter prelim. Input type is equal to text name prelim. Size is equal to 3. Enter midterm, finals, and so on. So how will be able to compute that one? Okay, input type button value is equal to average. On click document that average that value. So it's equal to document that temp prelim that value times 1 plus document that temp midterm, then finals, then divide 3. Then text area will display the average. So as what we have here, so if we inputted, for example, 87, 89, and 90, and we click the average, it display 88.66. So for example, 76, 70, 70 again, then that is 72. And this will be the code. Because maybe you are familiar with Lazada, Shopee, and any other online commerce, no, online e-commerce, no, or e-commerce available in the net. So therefore, this will be the process on how you'll be able to compute specifically for getting the average. Then another example, for example, the GS2, we have the first number, second number, and third number. Then if we're going to run this one, happen. So if we just simply getting the sum of the 3 inputted value, so this will be the sum of 890, 125, 768, and the total is 1693. And this will be the code for that. For this one, if we want to get the prelim, midterm, and final grades with some inputs of the student number, as you can see here, student number is 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. Okay, so assuming, don't forget the inputted value, right? The student number, so 101 to 105. If we're going to run, okay, as you can see here, so if I inputted, for example, prelim grades for this one, the color combination is important, no? It is also important for us to consider the color combinations. How about for the area? If you wanted to get the area, this will be the sample code. And for the average, of course, we have an average already, which is too much complicated actually. Then, for the test, for example,